What's up, everybody? It's the Bipolar Prophet, and welcome back to Old Ridge Farm and Farming Simulator 15. So if you remember from the first part of this episode, we started the potato harvest, and it went about as well as anything that I do goes. I'm pretty new to using these trailed harvesters, and I was making a big mess. So if you can remember, I went back and topped all the fields, and now we're going to come back and harvest them. I've already done half of the home field here, as you can see. I did some of it on screen. I did the rest of it off screen. Just to kind of move the process along so it didn't take, 13 hours to harvest these fields. I will say this thing is awesome. I really like the way it gets dirty, It may get a little too dirty, actually. Obviously harvesting potatoes is a dirty job, and it looks pretty cool when it's dirty. But it may be a tad bit exaggerated, but okay, whatever, that's fine. I really want to get this done because obviously got a lot of stuff to do yet. We've got alfalfa to plant on all the fields that we harvest. I've got animals to sell, got crops to sell, got animals to take care of. So we kind of need to get on this. So let's go ahead, fire up the tractor. And we'll get over on the, you know what? I think I'm going to need to do this out of the cab because if I don't, I will make a big mess. And that's really loud. Flashy screen. Sorry about that. So, I guess we'll start right here. Why not? Now, one thing I need to remember is that this thing is offset. I need to find a view where I can kind of see what I'm doing and still pick up the potatoes at the same time. So hopefully that's working. I guess we will find out. So because this is a big piece of equipment, so the farther you zoom out, the less you can see because you get more of the equipment blocking your view. So anyway, the first thing I want to talk about today, guys, is all the comments, all the tips and suggestions. I really want to say thank you for the suggestion that I got about how to use this thing with a topper. I really appreciate that. Again, I am not the expert on these things by any stretch of the imagination. So, any tips or suggestions you guys want to leave me about, how to use it, about the, most efficient way to use it or whatever is greatly appreciated. So thank you for that. Thank you for all the, general tips and comments on, the feedback about the channel and about, the way things go in the videos and about me rambling on about stuff. I appreciate the fact that a lot of you guys seem to be subscribing to the channel because of my rambling. That's cool. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. It's not always easy to find stuff to talk about, so I tend to kind of, just make stuff up as I go along. Am I going to hit this Unimog? I'm going to hit the Unimog. So I appreciate the fact that you guys, enjoy that aspect of the videos. So. Let's see. Today is Friday. You guys will see this on Saturday, which means that you guys will have one more day to vote on the Pick BP's next map, Farming Simulator 15 map. A lot of you have already voted. I obviously check the results every day to see what's what and what's going on and how many people have voted and stuff. And a lot of you have voted, and I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you so much. This has kind of been a fun process and one that I plan on continuing. Probably after, if I ever get around to ending Old Ridge, which, obviously every map ends eventually, you know what I mean? I can't do this forever. I'm kind of looking at maybe 100 episodes. 100 episodes might be fun, just because, I don't know. I don't know if it's too many or not, but it's just this map is so much fun, and I'm having so much fun doing it that I don't want to stop playing on it, you know what I mean? And I figure, well, since you guys seem to be enjoying it, I might as well keep it going. I just realized I need to refuel the case here. Well, it's about time. I have used it for quite a while, without refueling it. So it was bound to be needing to be refueled at some point. But yeah, probably, am I going to hit it again? Probably after this map gets picked, maybe I'll start another straw poll for a map to replace Old Ridge with, I don't know when that's actually going to happen, when I'm actually going to decide to say, oh, you know what, I'm all done with Old Ridge, and we've done everything we can do on it, I think the thing with Old Ridge is that I've sort of made this map my own, kind of like Bjornholm. With Bjornholm was all placeable stuff, because obviously you can't edit the in-game maps. But with this map, I've done a lot of, editing in Giants Editor. And I've tried not to change the overall atmosphere of the map, because I said that in the very beginning, that this map was so good that OEB, did such a good job with this map that I didn't want to change the overall feel of the map, I've took some pretty big swings at this map, made some pretty big, edits to it, but I think it still feels like Old Ridge, you know what I mean? And it's still OEB's map, ultimately, so, regardless of what I do to it, I'll never make it better than theirs, I'll just make it different, make it more sort of, fitting of me. The other thing too is, thanks so much to, Reefy 1952, Mirror Man Mike, the man of many names, as I say over and over again, for introducing the story aspect to this series. Obviously he started it, on his Old Ridge series, and then I kind of came along and stole it, and I've been making changes to the map to sort of fit the story, You know what I need to do? I need to move this Unimog because I'm going to keep crashing into it. So, and I can't really afford to be crashing up my, my equipment. So I'm just going to move this out of the way over here. Don't really need it over here now that I have a, I have the Ford with a tipper on it, but I'll keep it over here anyway. Okay. Now I can turn around and not have to worry about smashing into it. But yeah, anytime you change a map, you're doing it for yourself, obviously. Obviously I would never upload this. It's not my map, so, I wouldn't. Anytime you change a map, it's for your own private use, and you change the map to suit either the way you play or, or things that are going on, in however you're playing that you need to, make changes to or whatever. So, and I think that's one reason why I want to keep this series going, because I'm enjoying that particular aspect of the process so much, I'm pretty good with Giants Editor. I'm not an expert by any means with Giants Editor. I'm not really a map maker so much. I can take a map that's already done and change it and, add things and do things to it that, maybe fit my style of play or what I want to do on the map better. And, every day I do something I learn. Installing the material holders for the Pig Forge system was a learning experience, because although there is a very good tutorial on ModHoster about how to do it and about how to add fruit types in general, it was in German. So, I read it a bunch of times and translated it in Google Translate, which was kind of a funny failure, in the end. But, but ultimately what happened was I learned what I was doing. And I learned how to do it, and I learned how to put the stuff in. So, and those are installed now. Now, whether we do the Pig Forge system or not, I don't know. I don't. Overall, it's a neat system. It's kind of expensive. Not so much the actual purchase of the stuff, of the actual equipment. It's all the other equipment you need to make it run. That's pretty expensive. And I don't know if a sort of smaller size farm like this one would have all that equipment. One thing I was thinking about doing was maybe coming up with some story to say that a bunch of us in the area went in on it, and we all share in the in the making of the big feed and everything, because there are a lot of farmers in this area that grow pigs. So that's something I was kind of giving some thought to, and that may be the case going down the road. The more immediate things that I want to kind of get going are, the winter that I'm going to simulate here, obviously, and the additions to the map that I've made. So I also, we're definitely going to buy another tractor and probably some more fields too. So probably in this episode, I'm going to focus on finishing this potato harvest. Whoops, I am full. You know what? This is probably not how it's done, but just to keep me from having to jump back and forth between tractors, I think I will come over here and empty this into the tipper instead of bringing the tipper to me, Assuming I can get close enough to it to actually get it to unload. Come on, unload. I don't think I have to do anything, do I? Move the pipe over a trailer. Aren't I not over a trailer? I feel like I'm over a trailer. Sometimes this thing can be a little finicky about where it wants to unload and how it wants to unload and whatnot, so... Whoops. Well, I can't be much closer to the trailer than that. There we go. Apparently it just wanted to be right in the front. Can I, Whoops. I know there's a way to move this pipe. I'm just not 100% certain how to do it. Oh, there we go. Maybe get that particle system to actually go down a little bit. It's a little bit of an odd particle system, the way that it sort of works. The potatoes come straight off of it, But again, it's one of those little things. It's not that big of a deal, so this tipper's getting full. You can see we got a pretty good sized pile of potatoes over there already. You know, the yield off of these fields, potatoes generally yield very well anyway, regardless of, you know, my less than stellar soil maintenance this time around. So the yield has been pretty good, regardless. So we're lucky in that respect. What would be kind of neat now would be to get a great demand. That would be cool, you know, get that, hit a great demand for either the barley or the potatoes and make even more money. Because, you know, obviously, you know, tractors are expensive, fields are expensive, all that stuff is very expensive. And, you know, definitely want to increase the dairy herd as well. So, whoops, probably be helpful if I turn that on. I wonder, do I dare do this in the cab without missing a whole ton of potatoes? Just to get a little bit of a different view, I guess. Probably gonna have to unhook this and run over and refuel because I don't have a fuel Bowser, so and no need dragging this all the way over to the fuel. I'm just not comfortable doing this in the cab. No need dragging this all the way over to the fuel trigger, so. So you may have seen, if you follow me on the Facebook page, Bipolar Profit Gaming on Facebook, that we hit 1,900 subscribers. I want to say thank you to every single one of you. I mean, you know, every time we get to another milestone, you know, and for me, every 100 is a milestone. And it's such a big deal. It just blows my mind, you know. And we surpassed 200,000 views, you know, which in a year is pretty impressive, you know, for you know, what's basically a pokey little, you know, less than ideal quality, rambly farming simulator channel, you know. And it really means a lot to me. I cannot thank you guys enough. You know, thank you so much for coming to the channel, for, you know, liking the videos, for watching them, for commenting, for interacting, for giving me the tips, for, you know, all the love you guys show me. It's just, it's amazing. And, you know, here's to the next, you know, 200,000 views and the next 100 subscribers and all of that, you know. So trying to think if there's anything else specific I wanted to talk about. You guys know me. You know, I'll just say and her and yeah, you know, a lot until I figure out something to talk about. But I don't know if there was anything more specific I wanted to talk about. You know what I did actually kind of want to talk about? I've been thinking, and this is just sort of a thought in my head, about maybe starting a website. I think it would be neat to have someplace that was a bit more permanent, you know, where if I want to post a link or if I want to post a screenshot or anything like that, you know, you don't have to dig through, you know, a week's worth of stuff on Facebook or on Twitter to find it. You know, that social media is great because it's, you know, right now, it's immediate, it's very interactive in that respect, but it's kind of annoying when you want something to be a bit more permanent. You know, you want to post a link, like the straw poll, for instance. You know, I realize that getting to the straw poll is a little bit of a hassle, you know, because it's on the Facebook page, but you have to scroll down to get to it. You know, you have to go back in a video to get to it in a video description. If I had a website, I could post stuff, and it could be more permanent. You know what I mean? It wouldn't get lost in the shuffle of all the social media stuff. So I've been giving that some thought. You know, maybe finding you know, someplace, you know, maybe one of the free website builders and you know, some free hosting. Maybe, I'm not really sure. Again, if you guys have any tips or suggestions about that, I'd be more than willing to hear them. You know, because I don't really know that much about. I'm pretty sure I could build a website, but I don't know that much about the, you know, hosting and all that sort of aspect of it. So, you know, if you guys have any suggestions about that, that would be pretty cool. Plus, you know, maybe get a forum going if I can figure out how to do it. You know, and it could be another source of interaction for us. You know, again, more sort of permanent, more of a permanent presence than we get on social media now. I still wonder if I shouldn't be having Courseplay do this while I do other things. Just because, you know, I don't know, you know, and again, I appreciate you guys, you know, the overwhelming majority of the comments have been, hey man, you know, do what you do, and we'll watch, you know, because we enjoy it and stuff, and I really appreciate that. I just don't know if this is like uber boring or not. You know, it's not boring for me. Obviously, it's something that needs to be done. It's something I enjoy doing. I'm having a lot of fun with this trailed harvester. You know, would it be cool if it was a little bigger? Yes. But, you know, okay, it is what it is. It's very realistic. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. So I wish I had a little more confidence to run it in the cab, you know, or to maybe give you a different view once in a while. But I have to be so focused on where the pickup is, you know, where the lifters are, so that I'm actually getting the potatoes. I don't know that I'd want to do a really huge field of potatoes with this thing. Maybe if I was using GPS, or maybe, you know, if I was letting Courseplay handle it, that might be a thing, you know, that would be okay. But to be honest, I don't know that I'd want to do fields much bigger than this one, because I have a feeling that A, it would take too long, and B, I'd just make a huge mess. So, you know, I'm gonna miss potatoes. I'm gonna miss, you know, you're gonna see potatoes kind of left in the field occasionally, because, you know, this is. Obviously, the more I use it, the better I'm going to get at it, and I better get used to it, because, you know, I don't ever see Old Ridge making enough money to buy one of the big self-drive ones, and for the simple fact that, you know, with the exception of a couple of fields, I don't think we're going to have fields big enough to actually make one of those things even feasible to use, regardless of whether we could afford it or not. So, now, can I get this close enough to unload? Come on. If I park this tipper straight, that would have made a massive help. But you know me, I'd rather fumble around with it for 20 minutes than jump out and fix the trailer. How about right there? Come on. There you go. That's perfect. Got to load up the back anyway, so we're actually going to have to go dump this tipper because it's going to be full. And it's full right now. I can't really use a bigger tipper because I don't have a tractor to pull it. You know, this Ford just about pulls this, so. And of course, I parked the Unimog right in the entrance. I am just, you know, you wonder why everything takes 3 times as long for me to do. Oh, sorry, Hedge. I should have went in the other way. I may have a rethink about these buildings. You know, I like them, and they were certainly cheap enough. You know, like I said, I got a good discount on them for buying the bigger ones, but they kind of stick out a little bit. You know, they don't fit the theme of the farm, obviously, and I'm trying really hard to sort of keep the heritage of this farm up. And I don't know that 2 gigantic steel buildings really accomplish that. Plus the fact they stick out a little far into the road make it very difficult to back in here. So I wouldn't want to back in here with any bigger of a tipper than this anyway. You know, luckily these tippers are not too unwieldy to back up. You know, it's definitely easier to back up this way. If you try to come in from the other way and back up, it's a lot harder. So. Get to the trigger here. There it is. As you can see, the potato pile is growing and growing and growing. So one good thing about these sheds is that I can use the tipper, you know, at full extension and not hit the roof of the shed, so that's good. Lots of potatoes. Lots of potatoes. That's good. You know, obviously, potatoes are another thing where you need a lot of them to make money, because they're not, you know, they don't sell all for a whole bunch at a time. So you need quite a few. But luckily, quite a few come out of the ground. You know, the yield's been really good, so. Oh, I'm so tempted to put this on Courseplay and let it just go so that I can maybe go sell some. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. Just for the fact that as much fun as it is for me to drive up and down with this thing, I think efficiency-wise, and you guys know I'm all about efficiency, but I think the first thing I'm going to need to do is disconnect it and go fill the tractor back up. So let's go do that. We'll go fill the tractor up. And then probably I'll go sell some grain while Coursplay's doing its thing over there. Slow down, slow down. This road's too bumpy for that. Been giving some thought to what tractor I want to buy next. You know, to be honest, I really like these cases, you know. And I do have the Timber 131 cases in the mod folder. I've been kind of having to play around with them on another save game, and I really like those too. You know, and I've said this over and over again, I can live without all the bells and the whistles and all that stuff, you know, with a tractor. It's not that big of a deal to me to have all that stuff. It's kind of why I like this. It's simple. It makes a good noise. It's powerful. It does everything I need it to do. The Timber 131 versions are very nice, though. So maybe one of those. I would love to get a John Deere. If there was, you know, a decent mid-range, and I know there's more and more John Deere mods coming out, you know, all the time now. If there was a really good mid-range John Deere, because I don't need something in the 8 series. Too big, too powerful, you know, for this farm. I don't need that. Maybe something in the 6 series would be awesome, you know. A really good one, though. You know, one that's done well, that's textured well, that's not maybe just a, you know, a sort of straight convert from Farming Simulator 13, you know. And I know a lot of them are, obviously. But I'd like one that wasn't maybe just, you know, okay, change some code and, you know, put some different tires on it. You know, maybe one that was made, you know, had some work done to it or whatever to make it more Farming Simulator 15 standard. And I could probably have a look around, you know, and see what's out there for those. I suppose I could wait until after the mod contest mods get released, you know. I want to thank Grandpa Gaming for, you know, telling me about that. I didn't even know there was a mod contest. Shows you how much I pay attention, right? I don't go to the Farming Simulator website, the official website, very often. Very rarely, actually, do I go there. Because there's just not really much there, you know, for me to go. To have to go there, I should say. I'm not much of a forum browser. I don't do a lot of forum stuff. I don't spend a lot of time on the FSUK forums or anything like that. You know, most of my forum time comes from going to PCSG, you know, which I really enjoy. You know, and if I have a question or if I need to know something, I could probably find the answer there. So I don't worry all that much about, you know, the Farming Simulator forum. So. But thank you for letting me know about the mod contest. I'll be curious to see what mods got submitted, and you know, I'm sure there'll be some very cool ones. You know, maybe some of the bigger mod teams were kind of waiting for, you know, the mod contest to come out to release their, you know, their new Uber mods that they built for Farming Simulator 15. It'll be fun to find out. Okay, now I do have a course for this because I did try to set one up just to see what it would do. You know, home field 1.6. That's the one I want. And I'm good. Nope. Turn these on so I can see where I am. Now, will he go if I start him here? Will he go? Mouse, thank you. To this waypoint right in front of him. Come on, turn back onto the waypoint. There we go. Okay. And is he going to miss a bunch because I've got him offset? No. Nope. Doing just fine. Now, this is one case where, obviously, Courseplay is going to do a much better job of this than I can. Because, you know, he's going to go straight down to rows. He's going to follow his course. You know what I mean? Got a little bit of a... I might have lined him up a little bit wrong there. But that's okay. You know, a few potatoes here and there, I'm not really going to worry about too much. So... Yeah, okay. That seems like... Now, there's not a whole bunch of this field left, but enough, you know? So... Oh, yeah, that's right. He turns this way. Well, through the hedge, you know, again, you suspend your reality for a second while he drives through the hedge. You know, it's just going to be one of those things. So this is a big piece of equipment. I'd have to leave a big headland for him not to drive through a hedge, so... Makes some weird turns. You know, comes all the way across before he goes, you know, down the next row. But again, you know, that's not pretty, is it? Oh, well, not a whole lot I can do about that. So that's just the nature of this machine, you know, of the way it turns and everything. So I think I'll wait for him to fill up, and then I'll come empty him, and then we'll go get a load of grain and see where it's going to be sold and get that going. Okay. Very good. Now, what I am... no, I'm not going to stop him, actually. I will just tab around to this. I was thinking about stopping him because I know as soon as he gets below full, he's going to want to take off. But what I'll do is I'll just cheat a little bit and block him so he can't move, just so I can completely unload him. Then we'll go dump and go fill this up. Oh, no, actually, we can take the Marshall, can't we? We could take the Marshall. Probably don't want to put grain in this anyway because it's going to be full of dirt from the potatoes. So, see, there he goes. Now, I just got to make sure he can't go anywhere. You just stop right there. You'll be fine. No, 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 no. Stop. No, I went too far. That'll do. Thank you. I was going to field dump these, you know, and then pick them up with a loader later, just sort of more for something to do, you know. But I decided that ultimately it'd probably be better to put them in a tipper and just bring them over to the shed, you know. One less step. Oh, lag. Holy lag. Ooh. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know where that came from. That was rough. I know my computer has not been running awesomely lately. I hope that I'm not killing it, you know, because obviously I've been doing a lot of recording lately, doing a lot of rendering. Recording is not so bad, you know. With the recording software I use, it's not awful. It doesn't take up a ton of CPU, you know, or GPU, and obviously the game is taking up, you know, a certain amount of resources as well. Rendering, on the other hand, will max it right out, you know, and it's maxed out for an hour while it renders, you know, the 40-minute video or whatever. And so it's working hard, and I've been rendering every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. So hopefully I am not hurting my computer, because as you guys know, you know, I cannot afford to build a new one as much as I want to. You know. And please, you know, the other thing I realize that I say that a lot, and it may sound like a dodge for you guys, to, you know, me begging for money, and I'm not. That's not what it is. I just want to make sure you guys know where I'm at, you know. With the computer and everything else, I certainly don't expect anybody to pay for my stuff, you know what I mean? The people who have donated to me and done things for the channel, you know, you guys are amazing, and thank you so much. But it's never, you know, that's not why I do this, you know. I certainly don't do it for the money, because I don't make very much. I do it because I enjoy it, because you guys like it, so. Okay, now, get under the pipe. Are we under the pipe? Not quite. Now we're in the pipe. R. Wheat. I don't have very much wheat. I definitely do want to take the barley, though. And while that's filling up, let's go see where we're going to sell the barley. Well, obviously none of those places. Oh, potatoes are up in price. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, and of course, you know, by extension, washed potatoes are up. I don't have that equipment, and it's illegal to sell washed produce in the UK anyway, so. Let's see. Barley, DeKalb, 734, 715 at the farm shop. Not the freight yard, not OEB. Oh, is there a great demand? There is at the Old Ridge Hotel, 12.15 a ton. I didn't realize in only 2 hours. I didn't realize there was a great demand. That is awesome. Okay, you know what? I've never actually brought a tractor to the hotel. I've got to find out where it is. I know I've talked about it a bunch. Oh, there it is, blinking away, straight up. Very good. Well, that's where we're going. I know I've talked about it a bunch of times, you know, story-wise, but I don't know that I've ever actually been there. So, and if I was more observant, I would have noticed that, you know, the icon was blinking, which obviously means a great demand. So, is that going to stick through? No, that's not too bad. All right, let's run up here and sell some barley to the hotel and make some real money. Yeah, so probably what I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to sell this grain now. Well, I'm going to finish up probably that home field potato harvest, you know. Then I'll do the other one off screen. Oh, the alfalfa's all up. Well, it can just sit there. It's all just going to be plowed in anyway, so don't need to do anything with it. But yeah, oh, that's probably where the lag's coming from, actually, the alfalfa. I forgot that the alfalfa on this map causes lag. And I'm going to plant 3 fields of it? Oh, crap. That may be a problem, huh? I don't want to plant grass because then I have to plow it all up again. Well, we'll just live with the lag for a couple of episodes, I guess. just so I can have a cover crop in the ground, you know. But yeah, so that's probably what we'll do. I'll finish the I am so distracted today, so unfocused. I'm sorry, guys. I was up really late last night working on some stuff, and then got up really early this morning. You know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, BP, you're just a fumbly idiot. We know. But we'll finish the home field potato harvest, and then we will... I'll finish field 10 off screen, and then in the next episode, we'll sell all the potatoes, and if there's time, we will do sell the animals, and then we'll take care of all the animals. So quite a few episodes left to go. And then when that's all done, and all the, everything's all the alfalfa's planted and blah blah blah, then I'll put the new map in the mod folder and show you guys around on the changes that I've made. Now, the reason I stopped here is I don't know where the sell point of this is. So my guess is it's got to be up here somewhere, right? So this is the Old Ridge Hotel. You know, I know I've never been up here on a video before, so this is where the Crawford Browns like to hang around, you know. So I don't come here very often. It's expensive. It's a little snooty for me. I prefer the pub, so no, I'm sure they're gonna love me driving through their hedges, but not the easiest place to get into. So. That'll do. There we go. Making some money. Geez, we might have enough on this one. Well, no, not quite. Not quite. And I got a little bit more to bring up here, so I might as well sell it all. There's no point in not selling it all when there's a great demand. So, oh, you know what I should be paying attention to, though? Making sure that this is coming down and I'm not going to hit this tree. Yep. Got to watch the overhanging trees around here. So, yeah. So Mike, I was talking to Mike again, and he was telling me, you know, I was asking him, I'm like, hey, is there any sort of restriction or any rule against me, maybe, you know, trimming the trees around my property, you know, just so I don't get stuck with tippers and things like that? And he's like, no, he says that should be fine. He also said the bus company would probably be pretty grateful if I did that, because it would save them from having to do it. I know the buses come through here once in a while, and you'll hear them scraping the roof of the bus on the trees. So I'm sure they would not be unhappy if somebody came along and kind of cleared them up a little bit. Oh, I probably didn't want to go this way. Every time I go somewhere I haven't been a million times on the map, I tend to get lost, and I'll go back a completely different way than the way I came in. Go figure, right? My guess is that potato harvester's probably full by now, so. Jeez, BP, could you go around the long way much? Wow. I mean, I drive like gas is free, huh? I mean, I literally went all the way around for no apparent reason whatsoever. Oh, well. Okay, so what I will do is I will park this under the pipe, get it filling up. So it's only it's not even going to be a full load, so half a load I think left. And I'll run over and I'll hook the Dezor tipper that's over there, the potato tipper, up to the Unimog, unload the potato harvester so he can get finished with that field. I'm glad I decided to do this because I'd have missed that great demand because I wasn't paying any attention to it, you know, because I had, you know, once you sort of put stuff in a silo, you're not really, and you're not planning on selling it right that moment, you kind of tend to forget about it. So, yeah, see, not even quite a full load. Okay, so let me switch over to, oh, look at that, I caught him just about right. He's not 100% full yet, so doing a pretty good job. You know, the little bits that I missed, and then the little weird bits when he makes the turn. Because it's so long, so he's going to miss some bits on the end. But, oh, that's an awkward spot to stop. But not awful, you know. He's doing a pretty good job, so. Now, this is a pretty big tipper for this Unimog, but it'll pull it. I may not be real happy about it, but it'll pull it. At some point, I wouldn't mind getting a truck. You know, I like this Unimog though, to be honest. Even if I had the money to, you know, pick up a truck or, you know, or anything like that, I'd probably keep this Unimog because I really like it. So, whoops. I can't drive it very well, but I like it. I should know better than to try to record when I'm tired, you know, because even if I can manage to get through what I'm trying to do, it always comes out way more fumbly than you know, because again, and I say this all the time, I don't go out of my way to make stuff fumbly, guys. You know, it's just the way things go with me sometimes. I am naturally unfocused, anyway, or inherently unfocused, because I drink way too much coffee. You know, it's as you can see on the real-time mod, it's 11:16 in the morning. I've been up since 5:30. I've probably had 7 cups of coffee already. So clearly not the, you know, best thing in the world for you when you need to focus. Come on, I just need you to empty now. No? I should pull this in a Giants editor and see exactly where this tip trigger is on this thing. Okay, well, you want to fill that up too? That's fine. With corn, which is still weird. I don't know why it does that, but must be something with the mod itself because it works everywhere else. So. This will probably fill this tipper up, and I'll have to go and empty this. Then we'll go up and sell the grain. This is still going to turn out to be a fairly long episode regardless, just because of everything that, you know, that's going on. But at least we're getting stuff done, so. Why did you stop filling up? Oh, okay. I know why. Because the tipper is full. Roger that. Now, with this tipper full, this thing is really working. I should go in the other way because it's very difficult to... Well, you know what? We'll go down this way, and then I'll make the turn. It's a little tricky to try to back it in from the other way, so easy. Jeez. I still want to smooth this road out. If I had the money, I'd bring the excavators back in, the guys who dug up the track on the home fields and got it all smooth and did such an awesome job. If I had the money, I would call them back in and have them fix this road because that road is just rough. And with as often as I go up and down it, it wouldn't be bad to have something a little smoother. So. I need to do some, like, clean it up around the yard too. Get some of this equipment parked up where it's supposed to be and whatnot. I just feel like I'm always in such a hurry to, you know, to move to the next thing, to get the next thing going that, unfortunately, I tend to not be as neat as I'd like to be. There we go. Lots and lots of potatoes. Actually, let's check and see how many potatoes we actually have. 76,513 liters. Very good. Very good. Now, if we can get a great demand for potatoes, that would be awesome. That would be very cool. There isn't one, right? No. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing another one. So I think what I'll do is I will shut this off, take it out of neutral, out of reverse, so the reverse light goes off, and we'll tab back around to this, run this back up, put the cover on, run this up to the hotel, hopefully come back in a more, you know, timely fashion instead of driving halfway around the map. And I know what you're all thinking. You're like, well, BP, you made a big deal about driving this thing on the road. I know. I should have probably hooked the Unimog up to this, but I like this tractor, you know, and again, I'll take my chances with it. I'll take my chances with, you know, maybe getting a fine or whatever. You know, again, it's all, you know, it's all based on acreage. It's all based on, you know, production and all that sort of stuff, you know. And I think for the moment I can get away with it, so. But I wouldn't mind having a more modern, you know, front-loading tractor anyway. Something four-wheel drive, something, you know, more modern, with more modern conveniences. This thing is, and this is not particularly powerful. You know, it's over 100 horsepower, but I think it's 163 actually. but it's old and it's not as powerful as I probably need it to be. So because it definitely struggles with with big implements. So even not with big implements, with regular size implements, it kind of struggles more because it doesn't have the weight. It's just not a very heavy tractor. So hi, I'm here to drive through your hedge again. Okay, maybe we can avoid driving through the hedge, perhaps. I doubt it. I doubt I'm going to get this turn. No, I'd rather drive through the hedge than take out their fence. That fence looks expensive. So, and that's the last thing I need is a Crawford Browns, up my butt because I took out a fence while I was dropping off grain to the hotel. As you can see, it's 9:30 in the morning here in Old Ridge. The hotel is not, it's open, obviously, and it's not a hotel in the sense that you get a lot of people staying here. I mean, people do stay there, obviously, tourists that come through the area and whatnot, because it's a very picturesque area. If you look over there, you've got the river and everything, and there's boats and all that sort of stuff. But it's more of a sort of a hangout for the sort of upper. I don't want to say upper class because I hate that word. The upper crust, I guess, of the Old Ridge area. So, and they don't want to hear tractors pulling in there, So you can only deliver there till I believe noontime, and then after noontime you're done, and you can't deliver in there anymore. So. No. Actually, if I was smart, I'd go down the right-of-way here. But slowly. As you can see that sign, I don't know if you guys saw that sign, it said public footpath. This is one of those right-of-way areas that I was talking about, that Mike was kind of explaining to me, that the Ramblers Association and other people, obviously, people who walk through the countryside, are allowed to use. And by law, you cannot impede access to these things. So, and I need to keep an eye out, luckily there's nobody on it today. So, and it's odd because it's Sunday and it's a beautiful day here in the Old Ridge area. And usually, Saturdays and Sundays are very busy. It might be a little early. I'm sure maybe in an hour or so the footpaths will fill up. A lot of people bring their kids down these to see the farms and to see the fields and to see if anything's going on. A lot of people come down to video, what's going on in the fields and tractors and things, and it's neat. It's a lot of fun. What is that in the field over there? Oh, I was like, what is that? That's my that's my animal trailer. I couldn't figure out what that was. Oh, like, why is there I thought it was a big tipper. I'm like, why is there a big tipper in the farm meadow over here? But it's not. It's my animal trailer. Oh, very good. Not sure why that's down here. Because I brought the walker down here. That's what I did. Yep. That's going to be something we got to do in one of these episodes too. Get all this grass mowed up and cleaned up. Got some eggs. Probably could sell some eggs too at some point. I will disconnect that right there. I'm going to jump out and see how many eggs we've got. One egg, really? How many eggs am I carrying? How do I check that? So, speaking of eggs, I want to thank everybody who's done some research for me and found out that this is eggs per piece. $11.45. Now, I got thinking about that. Obviously, that number, when they sat down and said, we want to put chickens in the game, we're going to have eggs, we need to some sort of economy for them. They probably figured that people aren't going to have, now, big chicken farms, big commercial chicken farms have tens of thousands of chickens, right? That lay, tens of thousands of eggs every day. So they're doing such volume of eggs that they can sell them. Their economy is 2, 3, 5 cents an egg, right? Probably 2 cents an egg, probably. Excuse me. Well, the game knows that you're not going to have 1 million chickens, so it adjusts the price of the eggs so that it looks realistic in the long run. You know what I mean? Like you're selling 1,000 eggs or 10,000 eggs. I think that's why they do it. But it makes me want to buy 1,000 chickens. If I'm going to be honest. So, all right. How do I find out? eggs in back. I have 69 eggs in the backpack. Well, might almost be worth bringing them up to sell. You can see the animals here. They need mixed rations. The sheep are okay, you know. Got some manure, got a lot of liquid manure, and got some solid manure, which is great because we definitely need it. So I might have to go up. I still might go up to Mike's and borrow. Here, I brought your cow shit back. I may go up and get some muck. He's got plenty that he said he can spare, so I may go up there and grab some at some point, just to have it for when I need to do these fields. Are you full? You're sitting there. You must be full. Okay. Oh, you know what? You're a big dummy. Did you forget where the tipper was? You did. I need this. That's still got potatoes in the bed, but you know what? I don't really care about that, so can I dump them right here? No. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not really messing with that. I just want to kind of get this process done. Going on 46 minutes, you know. Yeah, I think we'll finish this field, and then I will do field 10 off screen. And I know I haven't shown a whole bunch of this. You know, I started it, and then I decided that I needed to top everything, and then I did a few rows, and then I put it on course play. But to be honest, this is one of those things that once you see it, and once you see how this machine works and all that, I think showing nothing but this would be maybe slightly boring. So. I need to block him so he can't go anywhere. This thing just continues to get dirty. I like it, don't get me wrong. I just don't know if it maybe is a bit exaggerated. I suppose I could always find out. Go look at some videos of one of these things on YouTube. Obviously, as I said in the beginning of the video, potato harvesting is very dirty. You're pulling potatoes up out of the dirt, in big sheets of dirt that then have to be sifted out through the machine. So, whoever did this and converted it did a great job, and I'm massively appreciative of that fact, because as we all know, I am the biggest fan in the world of ROPA equipment. So. Okay, so we will go park this off the field about there-ish, I guess. That'll work. And we might as well jump back to the Puma watch him finish up this field. So, while I talk a little bit about what, I'm not really sure. Oh, one thing that we're gonna do probably after all this stuff is done, after the potato harvest is done, after the alfalfa is planted, after the animals are sold and fed and taken care of, we're gonna go up and look at the brewery. Because I know the guy who, my potential business partner, is kind of anxious to get this sort of thing started, get it all sort of refurbished over the winter, so come springtime, when I put some barley in the ground, come the barley harvest, he can go, you know what I mean? He can just get brewing, get everything ready, So by the beginning of the following year, he'll have beer, and he'll be able to sell it. So, and he's been talking to the pub, he's been talking to the hotel, obviously to the store, and to the local convenience store here about buying the beer, and they all seem pretty favorable, Local stuff is great, right? We all love local products. It supports the area, it supports, it supports me in the long run, right? So, and I'm all for it. As long as, he can, obviously once he looks at it and he can say, it's going to cost, because he's done this before. I said this before, this is what he does. He refurbishes old, breweries. This whole area is dotted with old breweries. Some of them are complete relics where they're just, a bunch of timber standing up with maybe some, some big, big copper pots in the middle of them. Others are in very good shape, and the one that we're going to look at is in very good shape. It went out of business about 15 years ago, I guess. So the equipment itself should not be in bad shape. From what he's heard from the real estate agent, from the realtor, the person who owned it before took very good care of it. Somebody bought it from them with the intention of turning it into sort of a restaurant kind of brewery kind of deal, but unfortunately couldn't get the money to do it, I guess. So They did a little bit of refurbishing, you know, kind of sealed the building back up and cleaned it out and all that. So basically all that really needs to be done is everything needs to be sanitized and make sure it's in working order and safe. It needs to be inspected, and then we can, you know, go into business. So, and he's going to give me a number, you know, and then I'll decide if it's something that I'm, you know, wanting to do or not. If it's going to be, you know, profitable in the long run for me, because I know it's not going to be a quick money. You know, it's not going to be quick money by any means. It'll be, you know, a year probably before I see a dime from it. But okay, you know, I think I might be willing to do that. You know. We're almost at $100,000, so that's good. You know, I need to send 10 grand to Sean Blaylock, obviously, for the combine. The bank's going to be looking for, geez, see, I don't really know. 37,000 liters of, so 37 tons of barley, probably 10, maybe 12 tons of potatoes. Just trying to come up with a number off my head. They're probably going to be looking for around $15,000. You know, extension payment on the end of the loan, and you know, for the end of the year. So yeah, if I could make about $125,000 between the barley, between the potatoes, and between the animals. Oh, you know what I forgot? Wow, BP, you are such a bad farmer. We sold all that silage to the BGA, right? And it's all fermented, and so. And that's how that works. Once it's fermented and they're actually putting it into the digesters is when they send you money. So what they do is you bring all your chaff to them, all your grass or corn or whatever to them, your substrate to them. They put it in their bunkers. It ferments for, you know, however long it takes, you know, 3-6 months, whatever. And then as it go, then what they do is, and of course they know, you know, what's going in what, right? Because they've weighed it all and they've marked it. Okay, you brought me this much, you know, and they keep records of that stuff. Once it starts going in the digester, you start getting paid for it. So, and they usually give you a lump sum. They're like, okay, well, you brought us X amount of substrate, you know, and we're going to pay you this much money. So, because it's all based on what they charge for electricity. So, you know, basically what's happening is I'm getting free electricity and getting paid for it. So we need to get that process going as well, because there's a fair amount of money over there. So maybe I'll do that off screen too. You know, I did remove the ramps in Giant Senator from the BGA, so I shouldn't have any trouble setting up maybe the Ford here with a bucket to go over there and unload. I suppose realistically I could, you know, bring in a New Holland loader maybe to do all that work, you know. Because that's how it would be done, you know, in real life. You wouldn't bring, you know, a farm tractor over there to do it. I suppose I could do that, you know, because there's probably $25,000, $30,000 worth of material sitting over there too. So that'll actually help pay the bank, which will be great. I don't want to spend all the money. I'm not going to buy, you know, 15 tractors. I'm not going to buy a bunch of stuff because obviously I've got the brewery that's going to need some money if I decide to invest in it. I want to buy fields. I want to increase the dairy herd. You know, all this stuff that I want to do. So, all right, we are going on 53 minutes of me rambling on and watching Courseplay harvest some potatoes. I think we have done enough. What's going to happen now is I will finish this field, obviously. I will finish field 10 off screen. So in the next episode, we'll be selling all the potatoes. If there's time, we'll start the alfalfa planting. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to plant alfalfa, you know, right over this. Just direct drill it right in the ground. And then in the episode after that, we will be taking care of the animals and selling them. And then we'll, you know, probably do a little bit of silage work, probably sell some, you know, probably do a little mowing, things like that. And that will be our winter. So as always, guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please make sure to click the like button. It helps me and the channel immensely. Anything you guys want to comment on the video, the series, the map, farming simulator of any stripe, questions, anything you guys, you know, want to leave me, you guys know you're more than welcome. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to reply to it. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And welcome to all the new viewers, and thank you for stopping by, and thank you for subscribing. I hope you like what you see. If you do, please let me know. If there's something you'd like to see or something you don't want to see, let me know that too. All of that stuff is greatly appreciated. And thank you so much, guys, for making me a part of your YouTube day. And this is the Bipolar Prophet saying, see you later.